So when we talk about future planning, I think a major gap that we see at the foundation of every system within our society is the inclusion or incorporation being built at that very foundational level of Indigenous worldview and Indigenous knowledge. And I think once we start to incorporate these teachings and we start to practice these values and these ways of living, I think we'll really see a change internally within people, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous, and outwardly our relationships with one another, our relationships with the land, with the water, with all of the living things, the other living things on earth. I think all of that will really start to change once we start to really place value in the Indigenous teachings and worldviews that have existed for a very long time. Another key component in future planning that is missing is the voices of Indigenous young people in the energy and environment sectors. We need more Indigenous people leading the charge. We need more CEOs, we need more directors, we need more managers, we need more people at higher level positions that are running these companies and ensuring that Indigenous communities and non-Indigenous communities are working respectfully on the land and for people. So when I think of future planning, I just naturally think of our environmental impact, our carbon footprint at a global level, but this also goes at a community level and at an individual level. You know, planting our own gardens and having sustainable food sources that are there and available to us, and that independence and connectedness to the land that's gained through that, but also at higher levels, at the level of industry and government. I think a major thing that we see in many Indigenous communities is resource extraction, and far too often Indigenous people aren't involved in those conversations, and I think we're seeing a real shift globally. Indigenous voices are being heard more. You know, I think social media has really given a voice to a lot of people, and I think it's a really incredible thing, and young people are often at the forefront of this. You know, they're the leaders of social media and that whole platform. So I think there's a real opportunity for young people to continue to raise their voices and see the actual power that exists within them to make these changes. It's everything from activism to the small initiatives within communities. We can't expect people to just be at that level and just know. We need to help people get to that point. We need to create those equitable opportunities for people to succeed. And I think that's when we'll see the real change.